The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh I lie down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water them. Him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea! Though I Rasta, I go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil, for thy rod and thy staff them comforted I. Unu prepare the table before I in the presence of our enemy them. Unu anointed I head with unu oil, me cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy, I go follow I all the days of I even. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God Jah. Where 2 and 3 meet in the name of the Most High Jah, at the Sojaja there. If Jaja never watch upon your house, the watchman go watch it in vain. Same way, if Jaja never build up your house, the builder go build it in vain. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High Jah shall therein abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And I give thanks and I say unto your name, King of Kings and Lord of Lords, the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah, Amasa Yahuda, Amasa, Negusto, Nogusto, Daniel, Komaya Sataya. Aimana pio aya. Kerama we gruma be atela e. This is the Blackpot, aka Kukushunumo, where we speak truth to power. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a Blackpot. You know that, don't you? And each time this Blackpot sits on the fire, we know that there is something very nutritious cooking. Today, we are coming your way with some serious nutrition. Nutrition that is all about the development of our country, our continent, our land. We normally don't like to criticize, but if we must criticize, we would only criticize to build and not to destroy. This is the Blackpot in the service of God and country. And my name, Blakk Rasta. I want to be very, 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 very brief with you today. We have so many different issues, so we are going to hit them like that. My brother, my sister, is all in the interest of God and country. And we are privileged to be on Pan-African TV, Africa's only Pan-African TV. My brother, my sister, we are the masters when it comes to Pan-Africanism on TV. Yes, we talk patriotism. We don't talk politics. For us, politics is so infantile. That is why the Blackpot is very important to serve everybody. It doesn't matter whose child it is, you can partake in the feast. It's time for the feast that will develop our country, our continent, our land. This is the Blackpot, aka Kukushonomo. We are also live on Loud Silence TV via satellite. We are viewed all over the continent of Africa and beyond. Yes. Now the very first thing I would like to look at is most interesting. Come along. Hi. Ghana prints more money to seal economic doom. Ghana prints more money to seal economic doom. Now, Ghana is already in crisis. $1 is equivalent to 10 Ghana cedis. Had the redenomination not been done, my brother, my sister, in the days of President Kufuor, by now, the Ghana cedi would have been dangerously undercover. Now, it is coming out that the country is trying to print new notes again. And this is alleged by the minority in parliament. Look at it. And this one is from Ghana Web. It says, Bank of Ghana beats retreat on printing 22 billion Ghana cedis to fund budget. And when you look at the story, it is so saddening. My brother, my sister, we have inflation, galloping inflation. At the same time, we are faced with serious unemployment, underemployment, pseudo-employment. At the same time, we are faced with unprecedented crime, despite the numerous churches and mosques we have around that are preaching all the virtues. Come along, let us read this. Follow me, follow me. My brother, my sister, look at it. A statement issued by the minority leader Haruna Idrisu on Friday, August 19, 2022, said the fiscal dominance regime the bank is superintending is dangerous for the future and undermines the fight against inflation. The minority leader in his statement said his side is taken aback by the controversial monetary printing that the Bank of Ghana sneaked into its MPC press statement dated August 17, 2022, but had earlier denied as per its statement dated July 26, 2022. Dash it away. It appears to me this money has been printed already. Remember, these people told us that they were not printing anything and that they had not done anything. But printing doesn't lie unless you don't want to use it in public. Now, I love our African proverbs. There's an African proverb that says that it is easy to steal a drum, but the problem is where to play it. It's so easy to steal a drum, but where to play it is the problem. Because the moment you start playing it, the owner would hear. Now, it is easy to print money, but the problem is where to release it and where to spend it. They lied that they had not printed any new currencies, but it came out publicly that they had done that. We saw the notes and the dates that these currencies were printed. We saw all that. So I sit back and I'm wondering, why can these people lie like that? Who are the people I'm talking about? Nana Akufo-Addo's government. A bunch of hopeless liars who have no mercy for the poor taxpayer. They have no respect for anything that is decent. It's all about corruption. Corruption from morning all through afternoon, all the way into the night, and continues like in a routine. My brother, my sister, now the minority in parliament is crying, ahoy, ahoy, crying foul. Hey, unprecedented inflation. Some people have even put it at 50%. People like Steve Hank. 50%, but they say it's 37%. In some countries that inflation is only 31%. There are almost coup d'etats happening. We have heard about Sri Lanka. My brother, my sister, we heard about Sierra Leone. But Ghanaians are so decent when it comes to democracy. Everybody is talking. Even people who have no voice are talking. And we appreciate that. But if this is what is going to continue to undermine inflation, undermine unemployment, undermine decency, then this will be a strong recipe for disaster. Have they printed money? Yes, they have. It is clean. As you read in that story, they sneaked it in after the minority came up to complain that this government had printed money. Now, hear me now. It's not a problem to print money. It becomes a problem with these underlying facts. You already have inflation, galloping inflation, hyperinflation. At the same time, there's serious unemployment. Productivity is almost down to nothing. Now, what are you bringing the money there to do? There's nothing to buy with your money. You are only importing. What is available to buy is imported. And the more you import their inflation into your country. This is simple economics. True? What are the economists? Please come out and explain these basic things to this arrogant government. Ghana has printed more money to seal its doom. 22 billion. They will come out and deny, unleash their attack dogs on people to back night and day. They are not patriots. They are people who are only interested in what they will eat today. After all, the Bible says tomorrow will take care of itself. To God be the glory. Dash it away and we'll deal with the next thing. Away from printing, and hiding under some kind of, I don't know what to call that, to do wickedness to the people of the Republic of Ghana. Next thing I want to look at concerns the President of the Republic of Ghana. And this one says, flashback flashes Nana Addo out of presidency. What does it mean? A flashback is something that is coming from the past, right? To flash is to your WC. Flush. Get it out. Get the dirt out. Get the nonsense out. Get the foolishness out. So what kind of thing in retrospect is coming back to bite Nana Akufo-Addo to the point of flashing him out of government? Look at this. I would resign if I was you. How Akufo-Addo taunted Mills Mahama over CD depreciation. Look at this. This was when the current president was a candidate, crazy for power, ready to do anything to be important, including selling his inheritance, the house that his father gave him. He sold it, according to reports we had in the media, to be able to run for president. Now, yes, we loved him because he said the things we wanted to hear, and we voted him into the presidency. Now, read the story. What is the story saying? What is the story saying? It says, in the time of Kufuor, it was $1 to 1 Ghana cedi. And this is Nana Akufo-Addo quoted here. In the time of Kufuor, it was $1, 1 cedi. In the time of Mills and Mahama, 2 cedis, $1. If I was them, I would say to the people of Ghana that I am sorry. We are sorry for the poor work we have done. We are going to go and think about ourselves. But this is not the people we are dealing with. The fruits of office, the money under the table has become sweet for them. So they are determined to stay. Are we going to allow them that to happen? Are we going to allow that to happen? The then opposition candidate, flanked by his beautiful wife, told a rally of new patriotic party supporters, dash it away. My brother, did you see that? The president at the time was a candidate who was crazy for power because his father had been a ceremonial president some time back. So he must also be president. He sold his inheritance in order to campaign. This was what he said. In the days of Kufuor, who belonged to his party, the NPP, it was $1 to 1 cedi because he did the redenomination. Right after that, what happened to us? My brother, my sister, he said if it had been him, Nana Akufo-Addo, he would have resigned. $1 to $1, now $2, 2 Ghana cedis to $1, twice, 100% increase. Now, what is the fate of the dollar to the cedi? The cedi is 10 to 1. But arrogant, dirty government led by a dirty president, Nana Akufo-Addo, will not eat back his words. He's so arrogant that Satan himself is scared of him. Listen to the words. And this was not said in 20 BC. Just a few years back, when he was so crazy for power. Listen to the words he threw out at the Mills Mahama administration. Now, Mills was seen as one of the most decent presidents we had in this country. But dirty Nana Akufo-Addo asked Mills to resign. And he went ahead to say he will not resign because of the money and the what? Watch it. Because of the money and the what? He will not resign. They are determined to stay in power because of the money under the table. And that has become so sweet. He gave them a tag of corruption. Yet, the Atta Mills government, if I'm talking about Atta Mills himself, was a clean president who died clean with nothing to point out and say, oh, this president got this and got that from politics. Just like Kwame Nkrumah. He died whilst in office But the dirty president Nana Akufo-Addo never ever spared this man because he was crazy for power. If in the days of mills, it was $1 to 2 Ghana cedis, and this man was backing like that, then my brother, my sister, now that is $1 to 10 Ghana cedis. Should this arrogant, pot-bellied president not resign? It's a very dirty government. And when I say dirty, I'm not talking about physical debt. I'm talking about debt that is moral. Morally dirty. They are not ready to change. Do we understand? Do we understand? My brother, my sister, come along. Let me tell you more. When a man is crazy for power, he can do anything. It's like a man who has become so libidinous. Very, very, very libidinous. His libido is so high. And he's offered sex. But there's a checkbook lying down there. Sign a blank check. His brains do not work anymore. He will sign that blank check to have his way. After he's done and he calms down like Andrew's liver salt, then he will start thinking. Knee-jerk reactions. Actions that come out of passion and not. And those of you who have read a little bit of philosophy, you understand that animals act by passion and feelings. A goat would come around. No matter how much you shout at the goat, it's still coming to do some nonsense around you. When you hit it, bah, it runs away. You've given it pain. So it's gone. But human beings act out of this. Brain. They can put passion and feelings aside and deal with this. Animals don't have that. So when you have a government that is embroiled in knee-jerk reactions and all that, $1 to 2 Ghana was a big problem. Leave. Go. Now it's $1 to 10 Ghana cedis. And you are still there. Are you morally okay? Why are you still sitting there? You were saying that if you were those people, you would have left long ago. But you are still in there. So you too, are you telling us that the money under the table is so sweet for you? We don't need an answer because we know the answer already. You guys are so corrupt that you have made a mockery of us on the international market. People like Steve Hank are calling the Ghana cedi a junk currency. You know what it means to say junk currency? In fact, the only thing is more valuable than is a used toilet paper. I'm choosing my words properly. The only thing the Ghana cedi or a junk currency is better than is a used toilet paper. If that toilet paper is not used, they are equal. Like it happened in Zimbabwe. People would not even use the currency as toilet paper in the days because it was hard. They would throw it away and get a toilet paper. It means the toilet paper was better than the money. Am I right? My brother, my sister, this is a government that will go down in history as the most corrupt. This government will go down as the most arrogant. This government will go down as a government of misplaced priorities, a government of anything negative. My name Blakk Rasta. I have a quote. I am saying that I have a quote. And I have a quote which talked about criticism. It's good to criticize. We thrive on criticism. When I critique people, I critique very, very objectively. So when people critique me too, these critiques, my brother, my sister, must be objective. But if I get subjective ones, in fact, I treat them like lemons. I squeeze them up and make lemonade and serve the people who need that. What is it about criticism? Whoa! This is the Blackpot, aka Kuku Showdom, where we speak truth to power. Remember, we are live on Pan African TV, also live on Loud Silence TV, live on Ghana Web TV. We are super live on our own TV, which is the Black Empire TV. Now, we are the masters of Pan Africanism. In fact, when we talk about Pan Africanism, we are the leaders on TV. We don't talk politics because politics is very, very infantile to us. We talk patriotism like Kwame Nkrumah ordered us to do. My brother, my sister, this is the Blackpot, aka Kuku Showdom, where we speak truth to power. Next thing I would like to look at is very interesting. In the interim, I want to say thank you so much to all our sponsors. We love you, and we still expect to have some well-meaning sponsors also come up. Remember, when you speak the truth, you become an orphan, because the truth is an orphan. It stands alone. There's only one truth. Any other thing that is like the truth, almost like the truth, cannot be the truth. The truth is one. It's an orphan. So when you speak the truth, many people will run away from you, because this is a nation that is so interested in the lies. They love you to serenade them with the lie than to hate them with the truth. That is why you are a well-meaning viewer and a business person. Take our numbers off the screen. Give us a WhatsApp call. We will hack into your business line. Let us be that lifeline to your staggering business line. We are ready to do business with you. We treat your business just like ours. Hear me now. Watch it. Togbe Afede the 14th initiates National Day of Anti-Corruption. My brother, my sister, who is Togbe Afede? The 14th. He is the Agbobo Mefia of the Asogli state. That's him. Very handsome and very learned. Look at the linguist at the back holding that big staff, shining on top there with gold. Look at Togbe Afede himself, sitting down in royal regalia. He invited me yesterday. In fact, a couple of days ago, that was on Saturday, to his state. And what was it he invited me to? A day of anti-corruption. He's initiated it. In fact, the world celebrates anti-corruption in December, thereabout. But Togbe Afede is initiating the Ghana version. In fact, we need a special one in Ghana because the corruption in this country is too much. Look at me shaking hands with Togbe Afede. After the meeting, I had to shake hands with him. The photographer didn't do a good job. He should have, pulled out that long thing there, so that we'll have a better view. But that's it. And look at the elders watching. My brother, my sister, you saw that elder at the back there holding that big staff, right? Yes. Later, me and him had another photograph. And they were all so happy that we had been able to come show that photograph of me and that elder standing. That's it. Some other people, in fact, bombed our photograph, and you can see them there. It was a beautiful thing, received nicely in the state of Asogli. In fact, it was a rapturous welcome. Now, there were some other journalists who were invited. Notable amongst them was Manasseh Awini Azure, and he made a beautiful speech. That's him there. That's Manasseh. And look at the headlines. That was just the introduction. Ghana Web says what? Manasseh, Black Rasta, attend Togbe Afede's Asogli State Corruption Forum. Look at Manasseh on the far left of your screen. And that's me, far right on the screen. And that's the Togbe himself standing there. To those of you who don't know what Togbe means, it means chief or king. And this is the king of the Asogli state. In fact, I want to elevate him to that level. Some people say overlord of, but this is a king. It's a state, so he's a king. You know why he's a king? Because traditionally, that is why what we recognize him as. Who is Togbe Afede? Togbe Afede is the owner of African World Airlines that flies domestically and internationally. That's him. His African World Airlines has over 15 planes flying all over. His airlines is the biggest in the whole Ghana and beyond. 15 planes and over. This man. Togbe Afede, as you see him here, the 14th, is the owner of the Asogli power plant that supplies Ghana with 25% of its power. It is bigger than the VRA's power plant, bigger than car power that was imported. 25%. One day, if Togbe Afede gets crazy and says that, hey, people have been so corrupt in this country, I am sad, and he switches off his Asogli power plant, 25% of Ghana will go dark and to be like Sodom and Gomorrah. I know he will never do that. This is the man. He's a Harvard scholar. He is a guru when it comes to economics and finances. When he opens his mouth to speak, you will see that this is the epitome of anti-corruption. I'm not surprised he did that. How did he handpick the people to come for this? We will talk about that. But look at it. This is from Graphic. And Graphic is the national communicator or the national newspaper owned by the government. It says, do not glorify wealth with dubious sources. And this is Togbe Afede the 14th. Published when? 22nd August. And see, it says, the Agbobo Mafia of Asogli, Togbe Afede the 14th, has urged Ghanaians to stop glorifying wealth from dubious sources. That, he said, would help significantly in the fight against corruption. Of course, in the church, elders are running all over the place with pot bellies who are actually thieves. We glorify anything that is called wealth without looking at the source. And when you read the story, it's interesting. He said he intimated that, well, he spoke very well. And we all clapped. But the interesting thing is, you remember when we did the story, in fact, we did about 4 different stories about Togbe Afede when he returned that ex gratia that he thought that he did not deserve. We all remember that? And how he was attacked. Look at the story. I did not deserve ex gratia. Togbe Afede, the 14th, insists. He returned it. Over 500,000 Ghana cedis. He returned. And let's read the story. It says, the Agbobo Mafia of the Asogli state, Togbe Afede the 14th, has reiterated that he returned the ex gratia paid him as a Council of State member because he did not merit such a huge sum of money for serving a poor country like Ghana. He detailed that it would be inappropriate for him to receive 300,000 as ex gratia from a country suffering economic hardships for a part-time job he did. Look at it. 300,000 Ghana cedis and over. He returned. He said, no, I don't deserve this. And he said it, that it wasn't like he didn't need money. In fact, at that time, he needed money for some family responsibilities, but he had to return it on principle. I was there. I also spoke, and it was captured by Graphic. What did Graphic say in his story? Bring me the story you brought earlier. That story says, and read, and when you see he, that is me they are referring to. He intimated that in the past there was no corruption in the communities because the culprits were swiftly dealt with by the deities. Black Rasta said society was now fraught with corruption because most Ghanaians had lost the values of their ancestors to corrupt Western cultures. He described as sad the kind of leadership that was dominating the Ghanaian society with little consideration for the future generations to inherit. Our water bodies and forests are fast disappearing because of greed on the part of a few. He said, now this is the part I like most. The last paragraph. They didn't spell Black Rasta right, as you can see on the screen. My Black Rasta, as you can see right here. Here, you see. Black Rasta, that's the right spelling. Now the last paragraph says, Black Rasta entreated members of the Council of State who benefited from the ex gratia award to emulate the example of Togbe Afede and demonstrate their patriotism by returning the money to the state. Dash it away. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? You serve on the board. You are given allowances to deal with your transportation, maybe feeding, maybe your drink. You are given something, small, go and come. Like that. Then at the end of the day, they carry the taxpayers' money and put on you. My mother served for 40 years as a teacher. When she came out, I had 12,000 from her sweat. An MP goes into parliament, 4 years. The other day, Sam Jata was trying to explain that it's their money that they cut and put aside. At the end of the 4 years, look at the money they give them. The teacher who served for 40 years will never get that. So what is this ex gratia? What is it at all? My brother, my sister, hear me now. Hear me now. In the days of Atta Mills, he asked for a constitution review. So there was a constitutional review committee that was supposed to review the constitution. And their report showed that the president actually wanted ex gratia to be scrapped. But today is there. They give it to people and they are happy to take it at the end of the day. They don't think about the teachers, the police, the soldiers who receive almost peanuts for 40 years of service. Togbe Afede was a nice host. We want to say thank you so much, Togbe, for standing firm to your people, standing firm with everything that is anti-corruption. And we are also very, very thankful for the invitation that we got. At the end of the day, we had dinner with the chief, better still the king, and he gave us envelopes to buy fuel and return to Accra. Even without that envelope, I'm sure all of us would have still gone there. But the hard economic crisis made him think that, oh, let me buy them fuel. He gave us something just enough to buy fuel from Accra to Ho and then back. We want to say thank you so much. We appreciate you and we love you. This is the Blackpot, aka Kuku Shonomo. So remember and take it around that the Agbobome fear of the Asogli state, Togbe Afede, the 14th, has initiated the Ghana Anti-Corruption Day. And it has come to stay. Every year, it shall be celebrated. Watch out for the 10th of September when the whole ceremony, Teza, that's the Yam Festival, the so-called Asogli Yam Festival. The proper name is Teza, right? Will be crowned. And we will be there to perform for the people. There will be artists who will also perform to crown it up all. We want to thank the people of Asogli. Very wonderful people for treating us nicely and for making us feel at home. To Manasseh, Azure, and the rest of the people who came to crown the occasion, Eric Ahianyu and the rest, we say salute. This is the Blackpot, aka Kukushonomo. When we return, move of fire. Whoa!
My name is Waris, but all of you know me as Comedian Waris. I come from a home where cleanliness is not only next to godliness, but a must. We seldom fell ill, and we saved our doctor this headache. At an early age, my mother introduced us to our best gift ever, PJ's Acid Cleaner. PJ's Acid Cleaner kills 99% of all germs and keeps your WCs, marbles, tiles, and concrete floors sparkling new and clean. In fact, you don't need any extra muscle when it comes to PJ's acid cleaner. It has all the muscle. When my fiancée, Mamiya, first visited me, I almost lost her. She didn't believe I was single, lived alone, and without a house help. Yet my house had this great fragrance and was always clean. I had to reveal my secret, PJ's acid cleaner, my family's greatest gift.
For bulk purchases, please call 0244 624 526 or 0262 233 243.
Am I a sumo?
Yes, Mama Rade.
And you may a king cancer, no. You have my sister Paulina and a day after.
You may a king cancer, no. You better free. Abus chapter.
Hey, babe! Sister Paulina, we're reading glasses here, China, Hebrews.
Hey, madam!
Tina Tet Hayan Herbal Capsule, a drawing Tina Berwat Semi. Me ready, I mention glasses. Obroni Bessie, see clear.
Hey, no crow. Tina Tet Hayan Herbal Capsules, a full supplement for good vision and not recommended for children below 12 years, asthmatic patients, pregnant and breastfeeding mothers.
A drawing baby atwa, got Tina Tet Herbal Shop. Hey, now wait. Tina Tet Hayan,
See clear! Luxury home, it's a beauty place for every woman. We do braids, wave caps, weave-ons, nails, pedicure, manicure, waxing, massages. We do everything concerning beauty. So if any lady is thinking about beauty, I believe this is the right place for you to be. We do nail training here, we do braids training, we do wave caps installation, we do waxing. I mean, anything that we do, the services that we render here, we also train people. So if you want to be a master in nails, if you want to be a professional nail technician, this is the right place for you to be. We will train you and make sure you are a professional, not just any nail tech. At Chick Luxury Beauty Home, we train you to be your own boss. We have international trainers who train you to fit in anywhere in the world. We have our one-man training, and we also have 2 weeks. It's between 2 weeks to 1 month, depending on the individual. Whatever you want, we give it to you. At Chick Luxury Beauty Home, we give you quality yet affordable. So come and get trained and be your own boss.
First of all, is a Jamaican. Yes, I'm a Jamaican. I was born in a little parish, a beautiful little parish called Clarendon, outside of Kingston. Everybody knows Kingston, but Clarendon is where I come from. I am a singer, I am an author, I am a songwriter, I am a poetess, and I am an actress. right? I've been doing it for many years. And so basically that's who I am. I'm anything art, everything art, that's me. You think art and you think Diana. Yeah. I do reggae music, I do inspirational music, I do cultural music, I do gospel, if you call it gospel. You know, I just do uplifting, clean music. Even the 12-year-old can listen to it. You know, or the adult, if you feel like it needs some motivation or so. The kind of music I do will really, you know, motivate you, and that's basically what I do, reggae predominantly. Even though them say you can't. Okay, so the inspiration behind Bed of Roses is this. I actually, you know, bad to bad, as we say in Jamaica, there's that little stigma that has always been going on that, you know, most men are not good men, and you don't really have good men, especially like if they're poor and they can't take care of you. Women have 2 hands and 2 feet too, so you're crippled, you know. You don't necessarily need somebody to take care of you. What you need is a man with a good heart who loves you and who will work with you so you can build an empire. So Bed of Roses is really in the defense of men, and so also to really rewrite the narratives that if a man is poor, he can't take care of and that is no good. It's not good for you, which is a lie. You understand? So there are lots of men out there who don't have a lot of money, but they are good and upright men. You know, they just want someone to work with them and someone to motivate them. And so that song was really, you know, to celebrate good men who don't necessarily have a lot of money.
Nice little ranch down a Ochi. Only for veggie where we plant, me not go hungry. Come and say, Lord, she am moving away pantry. Give me a firm foundation when no Sunday.
Bed of Roses is available to the public on our platform called 16 Bars Multimedia. So on the website it will be the 16BARS M.Mary.com. So that is 16barsmm.com. Definitely. I am available for live performances any day of the week. So you can contact me on, first of all, you can reach out to me on my Instagram as Empress Diana, and my Diana has 2 N's. So that's Empress, which is DIANNA. So that's Empress Diana, that's my IG. And also you can also, you know, send me a link or something on our YouTube. Our YouTube is the same name of our website, 16 Bars Multimedia. We have lots of work there. You can reach us there, and also you can reach us at 16barsmm@outlook.com. So that is 16. This time it's the word all spelled out. 16barsmm@outlook.com. And if you choose, when you go on our website, which is the same 16barsmm.com, you can go to the contact page and send us a message. You understand? And usually we respond within a couple of hours. All right. So that's basically it. And I'm sure at the end of this, you will have a number somewhere to contact us. All right. So that's it. That's what I do. And you know, keep the music locked. Yes, I bless.
Nice little ranch down a Ochi. Only for veggie where we plant, me not go hungry. Come and say, Lord, she am moving away pantry. Give me a firm foundation when no Sunday.
Sorry. Oh, Doc. Yes, and you walk, Doc. I want to know your thing. We know why she. I've said, "You need to know." No, say the young kukru. So your stomach was said the young heartburn. So I said, "Become." I don't cry. I mean, say the fear be forcing. You know, I don't know.
Test results naturally say when you malaria when you moji.
Yeah, 3D.
Yes, malaria. Nani yem no so we no here. Tinatet tomac and a tinatet malake. Fama no nano ho betono.
Malake, anything I take to Mac. I'm on my free.
Tinatet Malake, Eyama Ubia Wenya malaria fever, and a Tinatet Tomac mixture, Eyama Ubia Wenya indigestion. Yen Shishemu Wenya malaria and sign a wafa edry. Not recommended for children below 12 years. Pregnant or lactating mothers should consult a doctor.
Go on, skip a judge.
Blackpot.
This is the Blackpot, and what we have to deal with right now is interesting. Hey, now we just talked about a hotel under the sea, and I asked how many people would like to be in that hotel in Tanzania. But how many people would also like to be there? 37,000 feet above the ground in the air and sleep. Some pilots fell asleep. Ethiopian airline pilots. Ethiopian Airlines is the biggest airlines in the whole Africa. It competes with some of the biggest airlines in the world. Very professional. Yes, some few crashes left, right, and center. And recently, it looks like their pilots are falling asleep. There was an instance where a plane was flying from Portugal or so, and then the pilots fell asleep. Now, only this week, in fact, last week, the week we just started a fresh week. See what happened. Pilots fall asleep at 37,000 feet. Miss London. Aviation analyst Alex Mancheras also posted about the event on Twitter, calling it deeply concerning. He also blamed pilot fatigue for it. Alex Mancheras. Alex Mancheras is a powerful aviation expert. And he's saying that the pilots are normally tired. But look at my Joy Online. Ethiopian Airlines suspends pilots who missed London after falling asleep. And this 20th August, just last week. My brother, my sister, Ethiopian Airlines, as I said, is the biggest airlines in the whole of Africa. What is the story saying? Watch it. In March 2019, 3 years ago, a Boeing 737 MAX operated by Ethiopian Airlines crashed 6 minutes after takeoff into a field southwest of Addis Ababa, killing all 157 people on board. The disaster, 5 months after a similar crash in Indonesia, triggered the global grounding of the jet for 20 months before it returned to service in late 2020. Ethiopian Airlines, a 100% state-owned company, reported turnover of $3.51 billion for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. Look how much money Ethiopian Airlines is making. I love Ethiopian Airlines. I support the African business. But if we are going to sit in there and crash and die, if pilots will fall asleep. Now, in this case, where the two pilots fell asleep at the same time, if this was in Nigeria, they'll be saying, this no be juju. They will say it's juju. How could two pilots fall asleep at the same time? So it looks like Alex Mancheras is speaking the truth. Can we investigate how many rounds going and coming the Ethiopian Airlines pilots are subjected to? Do they have enough staff, both pilot and crew? What is really happening to Ethiopian Airlines? In this case, the two pilots were flying from Khartoum, Sudan, to Addis in Ethiopia. And when they were up there flying, they activated the autopilot. Those of you who have flown before, you know it. When the plane gets to a certain altitude, then you see that the seatbelt sign goes up. King, the pilot switches it off because it's now in an autopilot mode. You know what that means? The plane is flying itself. So the pilot can now take a small rest. But two pilots at the same time, especially those flying long distances, cannot sleep at the same time. One has to take over whilst the other one is resting. Because there could be turbulences. There could be an announcement that has to be made. The air hostesses cannot make announcements without the pilots telling them to do so. Because they are not supposed to be experts in flying. They are supposed to be hospitality people. Do we get it? Now these two pilots fell asleep. Look at the story. Africa's biggest carrier, Ethiopian Airlines, said it had suspended two pilots who reportedly fell asleep and missed their landing during a flight from Khartoum to Addis Ababa. The plane overshot the runway at Bole International Airport in the Ethiopian capital on Monday before landing safely, according to flight tracking website Flight Aware. Dash it away. What it means to overshoot the runway is you fly past it. They were sleeping and then they ran past it. But the autopilot had been set that by that time the autopilot should have been off so that the pilot would now fly it down. The autopilot cannot fly down. No. Autopilot cannot take off. No. Autopilot cannot land. No. The autopilot can only fly when it reaches a certain altitude. So what happened was that whilst it was in that altitude flying, they fell asleep, snoring. Air hostess could probably not go in there because the cabin was locked. They kept sleeping. Maybe the pilots even warned them, when you come and the place is locked, don't come in. So what happened? It overshot the runway. How many hours is it between Khartoum and Addis Ababa? 3 hours. 3. They fell asleep within the 3 hours of the flight. And when the plane reached the tarmac, like where to land, it was still flying autopilot. And autopilot, by this time they should have switched me off. So it went off by itself. And started making like, ping, 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 ping. Luckily the ping, ping, ping woke up the pilots. Maybe the air hostesses heard it. They knew that by this time the plane should have been landing. Or they were untrained air hostesses. You know the flight time. You know by what time the flight should be coming down, right? If you have the experience. And if it's not coming down, could you not check? Or what was the reason? Until the alarm started. And then these pilots woke up. Hey. It took them another 25 minutes to go around the airport. And then, to God be the glory, they landed safely. Anything could have happened. Imagine they didn't have enough fuel to last another 25 minutes. Aviation fuel is so expensive. What would have happened? Are the pilots being overworked? Ethiopian Airlines, what is the problem? You are supposed to be one of the best airlines in the world. I beg your pardon, in Africa. We have foreign countries, I'm talking about countries outside Africa, coming to Ethiopia to learn, to take advantage of the facilities you have in Ethiopia. And if this is what you're going to give to the world, then I'm afraid you are going to let the continent down. I won't say much. They said the pilots have been suspended. Are they going to compensate the passengers? Some of them would have missed meetings because of the 25-minute delay, which was not announced to them. Some of them would have been frightened. Some of them would have been traumatized. Are they going to compensate them? May this never happen again, Ethiopian Airlines. Dash it away. Let's deal with the last one. The last thing before we leave, and it's going to be short. Saudi Arabia's dirty hypocrisy. Dirty hypocrisy. Saudi Arabia is a country that is over 100% Muslim. Just a few months back, they would not allow women to walk on the streets without covering their faces. They have to wear the toga long before Corona came. It's part of the Sharia. In Saudi Arabia, women were not allowed to drive cars. Recently, they decided to allow them. I don't know if that is part of Islam. That I don't know. Women should not drive cars in Saudi Arabia. Recently, some British couple went to Saudi Arabia and they were having sex at the beach like they do in America and England and other places. The authorities found them, and they were going to ship them with Ponkokote, 100 each. Koboko, Barazum, 100. The Queen of England was begging, please, if you ship them, they won't even reach 20. They will die. Because these were all couple. 100. No mercy. Get the strongest man. Islam says, strongest man who will ship with no mercy. If you saw the muscles of the guy who was going to ship them, in fact, the muscles were enough to even silence this old couple. 70 years and above. I don't know what kind of sex they were even having on the beach at 70. Ebe. The Queen of England was... Saudi said, no, we'll ship them. Wallahi, inna zazulasul harzul harkar ship. In other words, nobody can stop us from shipping them. Kama zula illahi war whip. Haza whip. Ya coffee, ya whip. Even if the God of the universe comes down, we will whip them. They whipped them. The two of them were paralyzed, and they carried them back to England. Over the weekend, what happened? Ramla Ali sees off Gashianova in Saudi Arabia's first ever female boxing bout. 2 women can now stand in Saudi Arabia and shege wallahi that urunwa shege ya shena kishiki that urunwa that urunwa shege dan buruba ush boxing each other. Barbarism. Does Islam allow this? That you intentionally inflict pain. The purpose of the sport is to inflict pain. Even if the person dies in the pain, it's part of the sport. That's what it is. What kind of a sport is this that doctors are standing by for people whose purpose is to inflict pain? For these doctors to come and heal. Anthony Joshua was also there. Anthony Joshua was there. And he boxed Alexander Usyk. And there was a big confusion. He threw the belts away, as was reported. Because I've stopped watching boxing. I used to like it till I became wise. The purpose of the sport is to inflict pain. Same way the purpose of carrying animals and imprisoning them, calling it a zoo. My brother, my sister, is just to take the freedom of the animal and to please human beings. Common sense. Maybe it has not struck you yet. Some things happen and we see them as normal. But when we sit back and look at these things, no, they are not. Today, Saudi Arabia that will not allow a woman to come out until she covers her face, will not allow a handshake between a man and a woman. Saudi Arabia that will not allow a woman to drive a car. Saudi Arabia that will not allow Olympic sports and all those games without women totally clothed, is allowing women half naked to punch each other and inflict pain on each other. The Prophet is ashamed of you, Saudi Arabia. Shameful country. You are so hypocritical and dirty. You allow this in your country. Let America and the rest that you consider heathens continue with this. What kind of a sport is that? A sport that is by civil human beings. Punch each other. Look at the face of Usyk at the end of... Have you seen the pictures? And this is what they do. People have died from boxing. People have died from paralysis. Boxing. Yet you claim your religion likes it. I expected Saudi Arabia to say, no, we are not allowing that. And this is not the first time they've allowed boxing. Some years back, they refused a beauty contest in that country. No, they will not do it. Wallahi, kaika izazul hadidur ta'ala. Ya varkas. What the hell is happening with you? Well, my name is Blakk Rasta. I want to say thank you for coming along on this hypocrisy note. I say I appreciate you. And to Togbe Afede, thanks for the handshake. Yes, that beautiful handshake. Bring the photo of the handshake again. Bring that photo. That beautiful handshake that we had. I want to appreciate you. I want to say thank you. Thank you for that beautiful invitation. And we look forward to more such invitations across the length and breadth of Africa. We love you and we appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. It's been the Blackpot, a.k.a. Kukushonomo. Whoa!